was Manistee?
Manistee was good. We actually had a very interesting meeting with the Admiral out of Cleveland.
Oh, out of Cleveland.
Yeah,
Okay.
Admiral Parks.
Okay.
Yeah, he was up doing kind of a tour of this region, this area. So he was up in Traverse City and a number of the Coast Guard stations. So they did a little ice rescue demonstration for us, and it was really good. Good, honest, upfront, somewhat blunt conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Hey, everything is focusing on budgets and what we're dealing with, and there is not a group that does more with less than the Coast Guard. They really do an amazing job with what they're given. So it was real positive. Had lunch over there with the sheriff and a number of other kind of community people. And sat down with the paper over there and did radio stations this morning up in Leamington.
Yeah.
And then heading over here and doing the town hall meeting tonight. So.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I don't know how much time you have today. I know that you're a little bit behind on schedule.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
We are planning on covering the
we got a half hour.
The town hall. So
So we got a good half an hour. So.
Okay. Since you mentioned the budget, I saw today that in the Senate they're proposing a spending cap, in essence, of 20% of I can't remember if it's the gross.
In GDP.
Yeah, but I can't remember exactly. I don't think that was it. But it was basically a spending cap.
Yeah.
And just wondering, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think a spending cap is the way to go?
Certainly a way to go. Whether it's a spending cap based on percentage of total gross, at least the various programs and projections I've seen, you take a gross of the GDP,
okay,
and cap that. So I'd be curious to see what exactly this bill out of the Senate was. Was it introduced, or do you know who the senator was?
It was a Republican and a Democrat, and okay. I just saw it, and there wasn't much as far as details on it. And I don't think that it was a bill. I think it was just
concept
floated out there.
Yeah. Well, that's one concept. Balanced budget amendment is another. I mean, I think the point is, Matt, we've got to get our fiscal house in order, and we've got to control spending. I mean, that is the main thing that we're dealing with, and sort of all paths lead through that discussion. We're going to have some difficult decisions coming up. Debt ceiling, continuing resolution, the budget certainly, which is what Paul Ryan's working on right now. So in concept, yes, I think putting some sort of balanced budget amendment or cap on total revenues coming in makes sense.
When you say there's got some difficult cuts coming up, where do you see the most difficult cuts coming?
Well, and this analogy only works in West Michigan. But we're not on a Boston Whaler or a Mastercraft. We're on the SS Badger, right? And the wheel and the ship of state got turned in November, and we have course correction happening. But it's not going. We're not going to spin this thing around on a dime and do a 180. It's going to take time, and for that course correction, we're going to have. We need to have some demonstrable benchmarks here. What are those points that we are hitting, indicating that we are changing course? So what that means is there's going to be short-term, medium-term, and long-term things that we're going to have to deal with. First and foremost, we've got to get under control our annual deficit. And I need to do this. I need to write Dave Ramsey and invite him to the Capitol, because there are some basic tenets that we just are not adhering to. Living within our means. I mean, we've got to somehow figure out very quickly how we not spend $1 trillion plus every year more than what we're taking in revenue. And I challenged a number of people, pretty much every meeting I've been at today. You know, write out what $1 trillion is. It's a 1 with 12 zeros behind it, 12 of them. You know, and it's stunning. Yeah, and in fact, I'm gonna do this for everybody watching. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If you can see this, that's $1 trillion. A 1 with 12 zeros behind it. That is a phenomenal amount of money. You know, $1 trillion. And we lose concept. You know, we lose perspective on that. And so we've got to dial that in. So in the short term, we're going to have to look at programs that are being done. I am not as huge a fan of just saying, hey, we're going to take 20 or 25% of the budget and just whack everybody that amount. Because what I think it does is that it ignores those programs that we should be doing, 1, and 2, that we're doing well, and it cuts them by 25% or 20% or whatever the number might be. And it leaves in place bad programs that we shouldn't be doing. It just diminishes them by that 20 or 25%. You know, I would rather weed out those programs that we shouldn't be doing and or are not being effective, and defund them, and properly fund the programs that we should be doing that are giving us a real bang for the buck. And that to me, that's outcome-based budgeting. I mean, to me, that makes a lot of sense. But you know, there's going to be pain to be felt all the way around as we're moving into this budget season. So you know, there's going to have to be that short term. We've done some of those things. We've cut our own budgets by 5%. We've ended or at least voted to end funding of presidential campaigns and the conventions. I mean,